Okay.
Some children who are not exposed to
the care from the parents.
Yes, they are not exposed to life and care from parents, the wrong and right things to do. Most of them, they find it very difficult to go out there since they've not been given much attention from their parents. Like some parents will have time to tell their children, this is what to do, this is not what to do. When you go out, this is how to associate with people.
Okay.
This is not how to associate with people. So some children find it very difficult to go out there and interact with their peers, feeling that they are not up to the standard or they won't be able to probably mix up with their peers. So this makes it gives them the impression that they won't even be able to do it.
As far as they are concerned, they are not like every other person. Now, Marian, let's taking a look at this neglectful parenting. Some parents can just provide food, clothing, and shelter for the children. For example, the students on campus, and it is done. What are the other needs of the children?
Okay, a child needs communication with the parents. A child needs that love, that bond, that relationship with the parents. And a neglectful parent does not have that time to sit and talk to the child. What are your challenges? What are your fears? You know, does not really get to know the child very well. And it leads to, you know, the child making a lot of mistakes, especially in the area of relationship, like students down on campus. You know, they will not know what relationship is all about, the ones they should go into, the ones they shouldn't go into, how they should go about relating with their fellow students or those of the opposite sex, because they've not had this training, this education
from the
parents, from home. There's no charity in the home.
So at this point, you are saying with the normal norms, the normal flow that we hear around us, that parents are the first teachers for the children.
Yes.
So if they fail to teach the children, others will train them.
Yes.
Now, Pigel, you've spoken about the fact that to lead students, not just you. You also know that it will lead to failure for a child to grow. Would you say that if you are neglected, if a child or a student is neglected on campus, so the child will not do well when it comes to academics?
Yes, it can have an effect.
Okay.
When a child is neglected, it begins to affect his psychological mindset.
Makeup, okay.
And if he's not able to heal from that neglect, it affects his studies. There are so many things that happen to people, and when they face these issues, it tends to have an effect on them. The child will not be able to concentrate when he remembers that my parents are not showing me love, they're not showing me care. So this can be a problem to that child. But there are some persons that tend to push past those things when they mix up with the right crowd. So it has to just do with choice. It has to do with choice.
Now, Esther, I know that it may not happen to you. You may not be a victim of it. But have you seen children who seem to behave funny in school? Their homes, their parents are neglecting them. Have you seen children like that around? Yes. How do they act?
So many students don't have manners.
Okay.
Some of them, they are not disciplined.
Okay.
There are some parents that before you leave the house, they'll tell you when once you are in school, you greet your teachers, or when you pass by, you greet people. But there are some children that will just pass by, they won't even regard you. Some of them are very insultive because they are not being told that insulting elderly people is wrong, and it can happen to you when you are older, and you won't be happy. Since they are not being educated on all those things. So some of them they have this I don't care behavior. They feel they can just behave nonchalantly and then walk away. Nothing will happen. After all, it's life.
After it's life, their parents didn't teach them that.
Yes,
there was no home training.
There was no home training. Okay, I'll still stay with you too, Pigel. Now, taking a look at this. You've mentioned these things. Now, if you are given opportunity to talk to a parent, you know, about the fact that you've seen this kind of thing in the environment you are, what would you tell such parents?
My advice to that parent is that the whole concept of bringing a child into this world is not just bringing the child into this world. You have to bear certain things in mind, that you have to give that child attention, you have to be there for that child, you have to guide that child, because there are a lot of things happening. So responsibility as a parent is very essential for a child.
Okay.
So my advice to such a parent is that look after your children, guide them, give them that attention, give them that love, because if you don't, they'll look for such things outside and they might get it from the wrong people.
Okay.
And they might take offense with you as a parent. And also, if such a parent is a neglectful parent, it is not late for the parents to move from that and pay attention to the child. So you can definitely make amends no matter what.
Esther, you're not going to talk to your fellow students. I mean, if you notice a fellow student on campus who seem to behave, like you said, as a product of from a neglectful home parenting, what would you advise such children?
What the advice I'll give to such children,
parents, students.
The advice I'll give to such students is that they don't really need to probably behave the way they have, because there are causes, there are consequences of
their actions.
Their actions, behaving wrongly or behaving nonchalantly, not caring about what they are doing. It will surely have effect, if not today. It will affect you tomorrow. It can even tarnish your image. If you were to be given an opportunity to do, or you find your place in a place that you need help, but because of the things you did, feeling that after all, what will happen? Nobody will
cares.
kill me. Nobody will kill
After
me.
my parents don't care.
My parents don't care, so I
Okay.
can't do anything.
Okay.
So, but you forget that tomorrow you'll be in a position that even yourself, you also be a parent. One day, sometimes your children will come up and see these things you've been doing. They won't even regard you. They'll say, after all, this is what my parent did. After all, they did it also. In fact, they will even talk back at you. That's how you tell them, see, this thing you are doing is wrong. They'll tell you, mommy, but you did it also now.
Okay. So on that note, you tell such students to look up to those that look well trained, and they can even talk to their parents
to
about
amend their ways.
They amend their ways. That's beautiful. It's nice having the two of you now. Marianne, finally.
Okay, as Precious rightly said, even if you've been neglected by your parents and you don't feel that love, you've been left out, then you've really been affected by that. As she said, that it's never too late to start afresh.
Okay.
What I would like to tell students or children like that have been neglected by their parents is that they should have a positive mindset. They should just believe in themselves that they can make it, they can come out good and better in the society.
Thank you very much. This is where we draw the curtain on this particular segment. Precious Uchechi, Esther Jacob, and beautiful Marianne, and it was nice having the three of you on the segment.
Pleasure.
All right, so that has been it on this particular segment. The You and I, neglectful parenting. It doesn't take children, it doesn't do them good, and you as a parent, it won't lead you somewhere good. So just try and get involved in your child's life so that he or she will grow up to become a better citizen in the future. Thank you very much for being a part of the show. And at this point too, this is where we draw the curtain. Today's edition of Pathfinder. It was nice doing this with you, of Marianne Andy, who is and every other person who made it possible. I love you all. Have a beautiful day.